Hey traders, John Howell here. Right now, today, market's actually had a bit of a stock market anyway, has just closed. I've just finished all my trading as well too. Oh, actually, that's not true. I continued all my scans throughout the afternoon as well too, because I'll get into that. Actually, I'll talk more about that a bit later on in this video. But right now, stock market is green. What does that actually mean? I've got a few key levels I want to share with you that if we break these levels, we are off the races to all-time new highs. Also, I'm going to be talking about the metals, the miners, and also oil had a big down day today. This is something that I was warning everyone, including all my private clients, that I said that we're going vertical right now and we could be getting ready for a very sharp snapback, and this is not the right time to be getting involved. And that's exactly what happened. So let me just go through all of that in today's video. Let's go straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video, because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, let's get straight in. Let me actually start off with the good old stocky market. Now, the thing that I'm noticing right now when it comes to the stock market is we are continuing to have, this is actually, let me go to the S&P 500, okay? I'll start with the S&P 500. What's happening here on the S&P 500 is this. Let me actually just blow this chart right up, okay? Is we can see that we've got a high point through here. All right, so let me just connect that through there. All right, so and let's actually go to the last 3 months, last 6 months. All right, so we've got a high point through here, and now you can see we've actually got a bit more of a sloping, more of a downward momentum line that I'll use somewhere through there. So you can see what's happening here, and you can see there's actually a bit of a cluster of support where we are right now on the S&P 500. So around that 4,200 level, the 4,250 level, that there maybe even a bit lower. So you'd have to say maybe it looks like there's maybe a 100-point range from maybe 4,150 to 4,250 as well too. And you can see that whole area really through there is an area of support. And say sometimes it's a finite level. Like you can see here, this double top in place was pretty much 4,600, right? So you can see that, but you can see how this area, like we had, it's maybe even up a bit more as well too, because we can see here, see how we had all the bounces through here, and we had a bit of a bounce through there as well too. But we had this bounce through there, a bounce through there. So there's not really one area, is it, right? It's just more of like a supporting area. So right now we are still in a downward phase. But this downward phase, if we do continue down, to me, this whole movement down is like a slingshot move to the upside. We may continue seeing more downside to come, but it's going to be a slingshot move to the upside with what's happening through here. And so, but here's the really big key through here, okay? We have this lower high, so we are in a downward phase through here. So the sellers are more in control right now as we speak. But here is the big thing that I'm looking at for on the S&P 500. Because if this does happen, it's going to be pretty powerful, okay? So we have a bit of a double bottom here in place right now, okay? So here's the different scenarios that I'm seeing. We have a bit of a double bottom in place right now, the 4,150, and then we have this resistance point up here. If the market does find support where it is right now, and it says, you know what, we're off to the races, and then suddenly we start to make a move to the upside, and we start to make a move above this level here, right? We start to break above 4,400 level on the S&P 500. That to me is now a double bottom, a bottoming pattern. And then once we break above 4,400, we're now getting back into an upward momentum swing. And so therefore, once we do that, that's probably going to tell us that this double bottom is a bottom in place, and we're likely to race to all-time new highs. So again, we have to wait for confirmation. And this is something that I even talked about last year. I talked about last year how that I'm expecting the stock market to make I think so. Yeah, someone actually recently said it on my on one of my posts or something like that recently, that they said that, oh John, you're calling for the melt up to come, and I was. But if you remember what I was saying last year is that I was with the melt up, I was waiting for the confirmation and the breakout, right? We never got the breakout. That's really important. Yes, I was waiting for the melt up, and we are going to get that big move up. Mark my words, guys. This whole thing that we're seeing right now will end in an extraordinary quality move to the upside. There is too much money in this system for us to not to see this an extraordinary quality blow off top. Now, whether that happens now, I truly believe that we're going to see a recession either in, well, who knows, right? Who knows, right? The recession from now through to 2025. That's the range. And the reason why I'm laughing is because I don't think it's going to happen this year. I don't think we're going to see a recession this year. So I believe over the next 2 years, from now through to the end of next year, we would have experienced a 40% move, blow off move really quickly in the stock market. Now, we may just go sideways this year and then we see that big leg up. But once we do see that big leg up, that's the final top in the markets. And then we're going to see an incredible recession, downward market, bear market crash, and all that sort of down home country goodness. So on top of all that, what I've just said there, that's the big picture there, okay? Now, if you'd like to learn more about how I actually trade the markets, like what I just gave you there was big picture analysis, okay? If you're looking for a trading system, how I actually trade the markets, what patterns I use, then join my next masterclass. Go to Johns, JOHNS, freetraining.com, johnsfreetraining.com, or there should be a link in the description there. Click on that, go join my next masterclass. And on that masterclass, I'll share with you secret number one is all 3 secrets. The secret number one is all about sharing with you exactly what I had to do to go from $250,000 in debt to making money from trading. The second thing I'm going to share with you is my number one trading setup that I trade that gives me an extraordinary quality, high probability in the markets. And it's my number one trading setup for the last 17 years that I trade this day. And it's absolutely amazing. And thirdly, I'm going to share with you exactly how I scan the markets so I don't have to sit in front of the screen for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours trying to find these setups. What sort of scanning process do I use to scan the markets to find these trades for me? You're going to get all that in my next masterclass. So go to Johns, JOHNS, freetraining.com, johnsfreetraining.com. Plus also, I'm going to share with you one setup that when it does appear in the markets, it gives us a high probability of seeing an extraordinary quality move. And the last time this happened in the markets, my results, I had an over 1,000% return on an options trade on it. So go check that out, guys. You're going to absolutely love it. So looking at the stock market where we are right now, this is what I'm looking at, the double bottom here. But if we do start the breakdown, through here, then I do see this probably getting down to around the 4,000 level. But then that's probably going to be we're probably going to get close to a significant bottom through there. Once we do that, that's then where I'm going to bring up the fear and greed index for you, because once we do that, again, we have to wait for the breakout first. We break above 4,400, then that tells us we're probably going to see a move back to all-time new highs. If we don't and we start to break back down, we're probably going to see another flush down. That's going to get this fear and greed index as well too. That's probably going to be pegging down here near the lows. And once again, if we do that, then that's gonna this here right here signifies a bottom in the markets, the maximum extreme fear in the markets. So if we do get, we're at that level right now. As you can see, the market or the fear doesn't tend to get too much down through there. So this could be a little false up move before we see something like this again, and we start to see that. If we do, we're going to see this thing peg down here. If we do, then we know that I'm really, really confident within a week or two, we're going to be finding a bottom in the markets, and then we're going to see a massive slingshot move back up. So that's what I'm looking at through there on the S&P 500. The Dow is the same sort of thing as well too. You can see the Dow is actually at a significant major trend line already. So that's where the Dow is actually bouncing off. So this actually could be a major support level for the Dow. As you can see here, I've got a trend line from this back at 2018 to 2020, and we've had a lot of see through all through here. We've had a lot of sort of resistance and support. And look where we are now. So if we go back to the daily charts, you can see here that we actually broke down. We had this sort of significant support level around the 34,000 on the Dow. Then the market broke down. We're getting a bit of a double bottom, and now we're getting a resistance here. The thing is this, is that once again, the big thing here for me, if we can start to get back above 34,000, that tells me that this here was just a little bit of a false move to the downside to scare people out. And then once if we do get back above 34,000, then we're off to an all-time new high in the Dow Jones. And then also looking at the good old Nasdaq, I have major support around the 12,000 for the Nasdaq. So again, we could be getting ready for a bit of a bottoming pattern. Once again, we are developing potentially a bit of a double bottom here. We had a little update today. We have a high, a lower high through here. So we still are in this downward slope here. So I'm not calling bottom yet. We need to wait for the market to tell us what's going on through there. Now, I want to bring up oil because something I've been sharing with you for the last, probably last few days, especially the last week. I've been saying that please do not try to be jumping on something that's already made a big move. And this is the oil chart here. And something I've been bringing up is we had a massive move up towards a strong level of resistance. This is the weekly chart of crude oil. And I was saying that it's really important to not actually, try to jump in on something after it's made a big move. The best time to jump into something is after a pullback, right? So you wait for a pullback and you try to jump in here. You wait for a pullback, you try to jump in here. Wait for a pullback, try to jump in here. You know what I mean? Like if you're looking to jump in after the pullback, you don't jump in here because we could be getting ready for a pullback again. And so that's what I've been saying to people. And as you can see, look what happened here. We actually had a very violent down day. We had, what is oil down today? Oil's down, what is that? What's that, about almost 11-12%? A very big violent down day through here. So, and this is exactly what happens most of the time in the markets. Whenever you get very parabolic moves like this, you generally get fast. And I actually said that through one of my market updates this week, that whenever you do get sharp up moves, you generally get a sharp snapback as well too. This actually happened with gold. The exact same thing happened with gold. We're going up for a while. Let me go over here. If we go over to here, right? So look at this here, right? So we're going up for a while. We had a very violent move. Look at this here. Then we had a very hard and sharp, fast snapback as well too. So I believe by looking at the oil price that we have just seen a final, we have seen a top in the market right now anyway. We've seen a top in the market, and then we're probably going to go sideways here or maybe even continue down a little bit more, just so we can balance out what the market's doing. If we're looking at some significant trend lines in the market, if we go from the low through there and low through to there, and then we go back to the daily charts here. All right, let's just take that off the screen there. You can see where we are right now. We're pretty far away from that level through there. Is there another sort of resistance and support level going on through there? Actually, you can see it. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Look at that. We're actually squeezing up resistance. Look what happened here, right? We had a breakout, and then we had the blow off move. So we could be getting ready for a bit of a pullback down towards this, maybe even 100 level, or just like gold did. Gold actually went sideways from there as well too. So that's actually what I was looking at there with the oil price. So just again, traders, the best time to get into a trade is after a nice and significant pullback in the markets. Let's go have a quick look at gold and silver. Silver right now is actually completely had a very nice down day, and this is something that I've been sort of mentioning as well too. I do see silver continue to make a very nice move to the upside, but I was saying that I'm expecting a pullback here, and even like with the gold price as well too. I was saying, guys, that I'm not for a trading opportunity, for investing, like long-term buy hold, I'm in gold already. But for a trading opportunity, I was waiting for a big pullback, and I was telling everyone that the market's gone up, so don't try to be getting into this level. And look what actually happened here. It ran straight to this area of resistance, maybe even a bit higher than that through there. And look what happened today. Complete and utter just rejection through there. So we could be getting ready. We could be getting ready for a nice pullback in the markets, not a crash, nice pullback, which would be a good thing, right? You actually want to see that. You don't want to see this thing go parabolic. yeah, you don't want to see this thing go parabolic, because you know what happens. Just look at gold a few years ago. Look at what's happening all right now. You don't want the market to go parabolic, because that's when you get hard and sharp. You actually want to see something like this, right? To reset, and then let's go for another run. And then we're probably on our way to 3,000. I have a 3,000 target for the gold market as well too. And this is the same for even the mining sector too, right? Look at this here. It actually ran straight up and hit this major resistance level after having a big move. And now we're getting a bit of a pullback here. This here, guys, to me, I believe we've started the next bull run. But when I say we've started the next bull run, you must understand a bull run is stair-stepping. It goes up for maybe for a few weeks to a month, and it may even pull back for a few weeks. We do get pullbacks in a bull market, okay? So when I say we have started the bull run, if we do that tomorrow, it's like, oh, John, I thought we started the bull run. Like, you got to understand, when I say bull run, it's in a stair-stepping fashion, okay? And that's what we're probably going to get. We're probably going to get a bit of a pullback here, maybe in a bit of sideways, and then away we go again as well too. So I do believe this is a significant low in the market, significant low here right now on that. Same for the GDX as well too. You can see we had a very big move up, nice pause through here. So again, I wouldn't be too surprised to see some form of a pullback through here. Not a complete meltdown through where we are right now. But once we do get, again, it'd be very nice to get a pullback through here, okay? And then we're probably off to the races once again. And especially on the GDXJ, like I am just, GDXJ is my favy out of all of them. Look at this pattern here. This pattern here. And look at this here. We've been doing nothing. Remember I said before, if you've been watching me for the last, at least even for the last few weeks, right? When the market does nothing for a long extended period of time, what's coming next? I wonder. So, and let's go have a look at the silver mining sector. Let's go have a look at the SILJ. And same sort of thing as well too. We came up, we hit this area of resistance, and now we're rejecting it through there. Expect maybe a bit of a short-term pullback, because we are at the resistance level, and we have made a very nice move up. Maybe a bit of a pullback. And what could possibly happen as well too is, let's go to the daily chart here. What could possibly happen through here is that we get we do get a bit of a pullback. We wait for this moving average to catch up, this 52 moving average, and then we probably start to go for another nice move in the markets there. And then also let's have a look at the SIL as well. The silver SIL in the markets through there. You can see how that we had this sort of final false down, and then we had a low. We've actually been starting to get a very nice sort of slow stair-stepping phase. The SIL is sort of the lackluster out of most of the mining sector. Most of the mining sector has broken the GDX compared to the SIL anyway. The GDX is up here, and a lot of the other mining sectors are here compared to where the SIL is. So I believe the SIL is going to make some very nice moves soon. Once it actually starts to see some legs up in the markets through there. So that's what I really wanted to share with you guys. The last note that I want to share with you guys is that just make sure you're keeping your risk low. Okay, yes, you're going to be trading, you're going to be doing that sort of stuff, but just keep your risk really low. Even when talking to my private clients recently as well too. And the one thing I just say is that, anything can happen in the market. The market is absolutely just crazy volatile right now. Something that looks really, really good right now can get smashed because of what's the volatility that's happening right now. So just keep your risk really, really, really low. You know what I mean? Like, don't try to swing for the fences. Don't try to load up on big risk and so on and so forth in the market. So there we go, traders. This is what I want you to do right now. I want you to go to Johns, JOHNS, freetraining.com, johnsfreetraining.com. On that training, I'm just going to show you everything that I do, that the most powerful stuff that I do every day in the markets over the last, that's led me to now 17 years in the markets. And I'm going to share with you the three main things that has really helped me. The first thing I'm going to teach you is the one big thing that I had to learn and do that took me from losing all this money to actually then making money in the markets. I'm going to be sharing with you exactly step by step all the details to my trading system, how I actually trade the markets, the exact pattern I use, the exact steps, the exact pattern, and it's very simple but very powerful. And then also I'm going to share with you exactly how I scan the markets as well too, to find these amazing opportunities for me. And plus also I've got a few other amazing different patterns and things, that some additional bonus training in that masterclass that I'm running today. So this is what I want you to do right now. Go to Johns, JOHNS, freetraining.com. Go there right now. Go to Johns, JOHNS, freetraining.com. Sign up for my next masterclass, and I look forward to seeing you there.